Okay, so things are going to get really exciting this week. You're going to get this beautiful baby boy home. I like doing videos for people because then I can tell you things, um, and I feel like you can be a little more at ease maybe. Um, I don't know, I feel like it's more personal. From the beginning, I hope that I have made it clear that we're a team. I will answer your questions today, in 2 days, in 5 days, in a month, in 6 months, in 6 years. It doesn't matter. I will answer your questions. We both have a vested interest in this puppy. I made this puppy and I worked with this puppy, and this puppy takes a little piece of me with him. You now have a new family member. So we are aligned. We both want everything in the best interest of this puppy. So there are going to be things that I say that are absolutely in stone. And I will not waver on those things. When I am concrete about something and take a strong stand, it is based on decades of experience with dogs, decades of training dogs, decades of handling thousands of dogs. I've done rescue, I've done competitions, I've of course bred for over 33 years. I have done a lot, from bird dogs, sled dogs, AKC conformation, basic obedience, and then all the different kinds of competitions that go with AKC stuff like rally and agility. I've done a lot. So when I'm dogmatic about something, it is based on a lot of experience and then many times scientific evidence. And so I'm happy to share what I know, and then this is your dog. You do what you want. And I will always act in your dog's best interest and your best interest. So this is Blue. Blue's my buddy. Blue is an affectionate, joyful, intelligent, intuitive, playful, thoughtful puppy. But the biggest part of that is he's a puppy. He's a baby. And no two babies are the same. None. Even my identical twin nieces are not exactly the same. In nature, they may be exactly the same, but how the nurture part of their life affected them, they're not the same. So there will be things that you're told that may not be true as far as behavior. So lower your expectations. And I'm not necessarily talking about, for me, just a lot of armchair experts. Lower your expectations. You're getting this absolute delight of a dog. And you and I, now you, are writing the rule book, but he didn't write the rule book. He doesn't know. So we're going to just have to show it to him. So when you say things like, I don't know where somebody got, for every month a dog's age is, that's how many hours they can stay in the crate. I don't know. That's just not anything I ever heard of. And I just say, crate the dog as you need or as the dog needs. Because let's look at it. A 5-month-old Chihuahua and a 5-month-old Great Dane can last in a crate longer. At different rates. So I'm not dogmatic about that one. That one is not written in stone. So in that October 27th email, I answer a lot of your questions. How to feed, when to feed, how much to feed, and it may be different than what other people say. I like to feed dogs 3 times a day at this moment. When he's full grown, you're going to go to 2 times a day. I hope you never go to 1 time a day, and the reason is he's a deep-chested dog. Deep-chested dogs, it is in their best interest for their gut to be moving more than once a day. I don't want them to be completely empty and then they can bloat. Bloat is when there's a twist to their gut, and that's a problem. If you feed your dog twice a day, offer it. He may only eat once when he's an adult, but at least it's there, even if he nibbles a little bit. Initially as a puppy, I say 3 times a day. And he's going to get rid of one of the meals. You'll notice you offer him food and he's just not interested. That's okay. Then that's the way that one went. So I highly recommend feeding 3 times a day to start. Work it out in your life, because this is a family member. Just like your kids learned, we eat at this time, we go to bed at this time, he's going to fit into your family. So you're going to make it work for him. But I highly recommend he never goes down to 1 meal a day. I highly recommend that, just for his structure. I don't know how much he weighs right now. He's getting real snuggly. I don't know how much he weighs right now. I'm going to say 10 or 12 pounds, maybe. He's going to be a portable size and way less breakable. He is the size I wish everybody who wanted a smaller dog would pick, because he's just going to be so much more fun. Okay, so look at that email. A lot of information. Of course, when I start doing videos, hooligans start getting chatty, and I may actually move to another room. We'll have to see. So, okay, so the eating, you got that. Potty training, put him on a schedule. I gave you a typical day. When you take him to the bathroom, I'll send you a potty training document, because goodness knows I love writing documents. By education, I'm a high school science teacher, although I've taught from kindergarten all the way up to college. So I really love instructing. Because of that, I also learned that nobody is exactly alike, and that if someone doesn't understand something, especially a dog, it's my teaching as opposed to their learning. So be methodical, be predictable, make a schedule. So first thing in the morning, take him straight out. If you're able to carry him out. Take him out of his crate, carry him out. If you walk him out, be prepared. Have shoes on, have your coat on, be completely ready. Because if you aren't completely ready, he can pee on the way out. If sometimes people will say, oh, you know, I took my dog out, I took him out of the crate, and I was putting on my shoes, and I got my coat, and he peed. Okay, that's your fault. Be prepared. And I know I say that somewhere in that ridiculous amount of information that I sent home, probably in that October 27th email. So be prepared. As far as what does he look like when he has to go to the bathroom, he'll act suspicious. I want you to let him drag a leash around in your house. That's also in that email. So please look at that email. I said a lot of stuff in there. Let him drag a leash. The leash is a 4-foot extension of your arm. I send home a collar and a leash. So you already have it. You don't have to worry about, does this work? You can even attach another leash if you want a longer length. Don't let him be somewhere that if he has an accident, it's going to be the end of the world. He's a baby. He's going to have accidents. Accidents are training opportunities. You can reduce the number of accidents if you use the crate, if he's wagging his tail, if you take him out first thing in the morning and let him move. He needs to move. His body needs to get going. I tell him go potty, and I don't play. That's not a time to play. You have to separate play from potty time. And again, all this is written in either that email or the information I'm going to send you. Suspicious. He'll walk around the house and get sniffing. He'll want to go away from you. If you see him circling, get him outside. If you see him trying to get away from you and sniffing, get him outside. If you put him in his crate and he will not stop barking, take them to the bathroom. Make it a not a social event. Take them out. Let them go to the bathroom, and then go ahead and put them back in the crate. So you are just going to have to learn your dog. I can't tell you every time that if he whines, he's making it up or it's real. It's just like you had to learn your kids. You know, if you hear your kids, one of your daughters making a sound, or when they were younger, you know, that's no big deal, that's no big deal, okay, that's a big deal. It's the same thing with dogs. I know you've never done this, but before you had kids, you never had a kid. You never had a child, that was new, and you figured it out. So there are gonna be wins and there are gonna be struggles. It's how you navigate the struggles that will make more wins. And if you're just running into something and you're just absolutely beyond what you think you're supposed to be dealing with, give me a call. It's gonna be a phone call from now on. I can't answer you and give you all the nuances through an email or through a text. So I'll give you a good example. Somebody recently got a dog who had never had a dog, and it was week 2, so I think it was week 2, and by the second week the dog knows it's staying. And then they start getting a little maybe nippy, or they just do stuff that maybe you don't want. The person reached out to me and said, "This is not at all what we wanted. This is not working." I said, "Okay, let's talk." So I called and we talked and I explained everything and we went through. And they were just not crating the dog enough. They were attending to its every need and immediately, and the dog needs to be able to settle down in a crate. It's okay if you go to work. It's okay if you go out to dinner and a show. It's okay if you go leave it for a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, whatever you do. So I told them that. Then I got an email. I think they moved back to, we did the phone call and then either an email or a text, and it was, "We absolutely love our dog. That phone call changed everything for us." So don't give up. I am happy to answer questions and help you. I'll break it down, whatever you're dealing with, and we'll go through it methodically. That's why you chose me. I am not abandoning you. Let's see. Shots. You're going to get a shot record. Blue's been to the vet. He's had 2 sets of shots. I did take him a 3rd time. Sometimes boys, puppies, sometimes the testicle goes back up. The inguinal canal doesn't completely close off, and then it can close off with the testicle down or up. At this moment, there's only one. He's been to two vet visits where everybody was there, where they belong. By the 3rd one, I'm actually the one who discovered it, and I said, okay, I think a testicle has gone back up. So then I brought him into my vet, and he noted it. And so you get, it's a piece of paper. It says well puppy visit, and my vet noted on there. He wrote his notes. His name, his address, his phone number, his signature is on these papers. I do very basic shots. Blue's good, thinking maybe he should just take a nap. I don't know. I do very basic shots. I'm not anti-vax. This is not a political statement. Most of my family is in medicine and human and animal. So I'm not making a statement about that. What I am making a statement about is from experience. I don't overload puppies with shots, and I look at each one of the shots. Does it make sense? So the lepto shot, I talk about this in that information. So please read it. And I cite a study that was done in Japan. Your dog has an immature immune system right now. It's just getting started. It's dealing with all the things that are just coming at it, bombarding him. Here, where he's been raised. Now he's going to go and come to you, to a place that he doesn't know at all. So when those things are bombarding him, who knows how his body's going to react? I don't give them any extra shots. In my opinion, lepto's an extra shot. I never do it, but if you decide to do it, just don't do it yet. Lepto is a bacteria that is ingested in your dog, has to be ingested from liquid that an animal who had lepto soiled the water with. And so vets in New York say, well, we have a high rodent population. Okay, I live in the middle of vermin row and all kinds of animals. Coyotes and raccoons and skunks and possums and deer. I have everything. I live on 80 acres and there are only 4 houses on the whole 640. If we don't keep up with barn cats, mice are all over. Pack rats, we have it all. I don't do it. And I have a pond, so I have a water source. So just think about it. If you're going to give it to your dog, please wait till he's 20 pounds. Please wait till he's 20 pounds. And then if you're going to give it to him, give him Benadryl first. If there's going to be a reaction to a shot, it's a shot with lepto. It's such a weird situation. Vets seem to love the lepto shot, and breeders don't love it. We don't love it because we hear about it and we see what's happening. I don't know why vets aren't. And I looked at more current information than I think a lot of vets are looking at. You know, you just like with all medicines, things are positioned such that it is passed, and then when it's out in the real world for enough time, the real results start coming in. So a study that's not cited in your information is one that was done on 150,000 dogs. And of the dogs that had reactions, 75% of those were given lepto shots. And I'm talking reactions that can be very serious, even including death. So it's the protein in the preservative in the vaccine. So just wait. Lyme shot. Well, if your dog has a repellent to fleas and ticks on board, which means fleas and ticks don't want to go on him, then nobody's biting him and he's not going to get Lyme. I don't do Lyme shots. It's going to be up to you. I don't do the flu shot. I don't remember what other shots there are. I just do parvo, distemper, adenovirus, whatever's in the basic puppy shot without lepto. You're going to have to make those decisions on your own. If there is a reaction to a vaccine, that is not something I cover. I'm telling you what works, and if you do something else, that's not a genetic problem. That's just this is how this one went. So be slow to over-vaccinate your puppy. He's gonna need a Bordetella, so that's okay. He's gonna need rabies, so that's okay. That's government mandated, the rabies, and then Bordetella's if he gets groomed, and he's gonna have to get groomed. He's over this. This is getting to be a long one. So I say that in my information. I've said it in my emails. I highly recommend you go to your vet. If your vet wants to give you any samples, your vet's probably going to recommend flea and tick prevention. It's the dead of winter. Your dog is not going to get a flea and tick on him. It's just not. Unless you're in Florida or Texas. It's not. So take any samples they want to give you. If you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. Sometimes, even my vets, they act like it's a feature that there's some medicines that are flea, tick, and dewormer. That's the trifecta. Okay, you're putting pesticides in your dog. I'm not doing it. There's a pill, there's chewable, there's topical. I don't do it. I do repellent stuff. So in my information, I talk about that. Get a Wondercide collar. Get the spray from Pawtree. I think if you're in a heavy tick or flea area, I think Wondercide is better. Wondercide collar is $19, $20. There are interesting reactions that may not happen initially to dogs that take flea and tick medicine. It's not an advantage that you can give one thing and have it last 3 months. That means there's a pesticide in your dog the whole time. And it's just eking out its skin. The pests need to bite your dog to die. Okay, now I've talked for 20 minutes. I could talk forever on this. Let your dog drag a leash in the house. Crate time. Puppies need to nap a lot. It would not be unreasonable for him to nap 16 hours a day in 24 hours. He could nap 18 hours. He could nap 14 hours. Put him in the crate when you cannot watch him, 100%. He's really well with independent play in the playpen, but if you're leaving your home, I don't want him to break out of the playpen and then wreak havoc on your home. Put him in the crate. Take him out to the bathroom before and after when he's in a crate. Take him out to the bathroom before and after any change of venue. Change of venue means you're sitting in the living room, everybody's holding him, and then you're going to go make dinner and you go to the kitchen. You will housebreak this dog much quicker if you go out the same door to the same place every time. He will, when you go to the vet, he will be ready from, let's see, I think his shots are ready December 31st to the 7th of January. So you can get his last set of shots and he can go out in public and be fine. I talk about all this stuff in my information, so please go ahead and look at that over again. He is a lovely, lovely puppy. All right, last thing. Don't encourage him to jump. Do not encourage him to jump. If you encourage him to jump and you think it's cute now, he's gonna be a jumping dog. I never let them jump. If he jumps, don't pet him. He has to be sitting to be pet. And if you can't get him to sit and he's on his leash, step on the leash. Make him stay down there. Once he gathers himself, pet him. Don't pet him when he's jumping. He will be a jumping dog. Do the Who's the Boss exercise from day one. I talk about it on my YouTube channel. Just search Who's the Boss. I talk about a lot of it. Okay, that's it. This is why I didn't write an email. You can't get the nuances, you can't get the emotion, and you can't get to see your baby. So this is 22 minutes. I'm going to put it on YouTube, and hopefully you can look at it there. Call me if you need me. You have my number.